Hi everybody, my name's Jack. I've got 10 years real estate experience, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about foreclosures in the state of Texas. So when you go out to get a loan on a property and you want to give an assurance that you're going to pay back the loan here in Texas, because it's what's called a non-judicial state, you have to sign something called a deed of trust. On that deed of trust, it's going to say, I agree to pay back this loan, and if I don't, you don't have to take me to court. You can go to the county courthouse on the first Tuesday of the month and you can sell it, the property, with a third-party trustee. So the person stops making their payments. Usually after about 15 days of missing their payments, they get a late fine, and after about another 15 days, so the first 30 days, they get usually, I mean, at that point they can't accelerate the loan and foreclose on you right away, but at that point they usually report it to the credit bureau. And then after a couple months, they're going to give you what's called a notice of default, saying that you owe us this much money. And then after another at least 20 days from there in the state of Texas, they're going to give you a notice of foreclosure. That notice of foreclosure says that on this date, it can't be less than 21 days before the next auction, but it could be further out. So say if you were to do it today, your date could be July 5th as the next auction, or it could be in August, or it could be in September or October. But they're gonna say usually it's gonna be the next auction that they can do it for, hey, you're gonna get foreclosed on this day. So on that day, a trustee will show up at the auction and they will say, I have this property. All they have to do is give the legal description and the borrower name, and they're gonna bid it off or auction it off to the highest bidder. The bank usually is only shows up with what is owed. So say it's a $300,000 property, they owe $250,000. That's usually what the opening bid will be, or at least the reserve amount that they would only accept. So let's say they start at $250,000. If there's no other bidders at the auction, then the property goes back to the bank for $250,000. The bank can't just take the property without a foreclosure process. If, for example, somebody bids on it, then it would go to that new person. And here in Texas, you do need cash or cashier's checks right then and there. If that person can't pay right away, sometimes the trustee will give you some time to go to the bank, but most times they won't. So you need checks made out to yourself, cashier's checks made out to yourself or your entity, usually in different denominations, because you don't know exactly how much you're going to win it for, so you don't overbid too much. They will send you a refund check in the mail. So that's it. So if you borrow money in Texas to buy a house, they can legally take back the house at the auction, so long as they give you a proper notice of foreclosure after a notice of default. And then if they show up at auction and nobody bids on it, then the bank would win the property back at what they had into. Now it's what is owed plus reasonable attorney and late fees. So maybe it's $260 at that point if $250 is owed. I don't know. They have to kind of prove, what is owed. It can't be unreasonable. So follow my channel for more content on real estate and foreclosures. Thanks.